Hi, I'm Deborah Burian and I'm an oil painter from Oklahoma City. I've painted in all the media and find myself enjoying oil the most. When I was talking to you all last year, I said that I was going to spend the year exploring edible plants and flowers and looking at the useful plants of Oklahoma, and that turned out to be the truth, but not the entire truth. Here in Woods County, many of you may know, and some of you may not, that you have a location of a pretty important historical site called the Turkey Springs, the Battle of Turkey Springs. And it was the last known engagement between the United States Cavalry and the Native Americans. And local resident Kay Decker took my husband and I out there to see the site last year, and it changed the way that I was seeing the prairie. I should say it amplified the way that I was seeing the prairie, because I've always seen it as this sort of generous resource that recovers from the things we do to it and prosper if we don't do anything to it. And when I was out there exploring the Turkey Springs site, I was thinking about this group of Northern Cheyenne had left the Darlington agency and they just wanted to go home. And Kay, if she said once, she said a half a dozen times they just wanted to go home, which I think we can all understand and relate to. And I found myself looking at the land as to what a resource it was to them. They knew how to access the water. They knew how to access the terrain and use the terrain. And I'm certain there were things they found on the land that were edible and useful to them. And so when I visited that site, and then later actually I revisited the Washita National Battlefield site with those same thoughts in mind, it seemed like everywhere I turned I did see edible plants, but I also saw the history that is steeped in the land. And so for the last 3 months I have focused exclusively on this project, trying to communicate through my brushstrokes and colors and emotions what it means to have that kind of history just absolutely rooted in the land. And I found myself saying that to live in Oklahoma, and I believe this is true with all my heart, is to live side by side with history, because so many things that were critical to the American experience happened here, and they weren't that long ago. So I'm giving myself chills. So you're out there and you're walking on the land and you can virtually see the spirit of those who went before. So that's what my work has been focused on, and I really see that influencing me going forward in the next year. I'm going to have the opportunity to spend a lot of time up in the Great Lakes region. Some of the Northern Cheyenne, the Kiowa, and some of the other tribes in this area have their deeper roots in the Great Lakes region, and I'm actually excited at being up there and looking at the deeper history of the tribes and how they were moved out of this area and got into the American West and Central West. So that's what I'll be working on.